For Pacifica Radio, I'm Teresa Wierzbianska. A French court has sentenced Dominique Pellicot to 20 years in prison for drugging his then-wife, Gisèle Pellicot, and facilitating her rape by dozens of men over nearly a decade. The trial, involving 51 defendants, concluded with all being found guilty. 46 were convicted of rape, 2 of attempted rape, and 2 of sexual assault. Co-defendants received sentences ranging from 3 to 15 years, with 2 suspended, sparking outrage among women's rights activists outside the Avignon courtroom over the light sentencing. Gisèle Pellicot, who waived her anonymity to ensure accountability, endured years of abuse orchestrated by her husband, who filmed the assaults. The case, which included defendants from various professions, has been described as one of France's worst modern sex crime scandals. Gisèle Pellicot speaks about the verdict.
I'm thinking about the victims who aren't recognized and whose stories often remain in the shadows. I want you to know we share the same struggle. I wish to express my deepest gratitude to all those who've supported me throughout this ordeal. Your testimonies devastated me, and I was able to pull the strength from them to come back every day to face these long days of the trial.
Dominique Pellicot's lawyer indicated he might appeal the sentence. Israel carried out 2 waves of airstrikes today on ports and power plants in Yemen that it said were being used by the Houthi rebels, who have fired over 200 drones and missiles at Israel since the start of the war. The airstrikes killed at least 9 people, according to the Houthi-controlled satellite channel Al Masirah, and came after a missile fired by the Houthis collapsed a school building in central Israel. Israel suggested that more Israeli strikes on the Iranian-backed militant group could be coming. Charles de Ledesma has more.
Israel's defense minister says the country would not allow the continuation of shooting from Yemen's Houthi rebels, hours after Israel launched heavy airstrikes on rebel sites. Israel Katz adds, I suggest the leaders of the Houthi organization to see, to understand and remember whoever raises a hand against the state of Israel has a hand that will be cut off. Whoever harms us will be harmed sevenfold back. The statement follows a series of intense Israeli strikes that shook Yemen's capital and a port city and killed at least 9 people, officials say, shortly after a Houthi missile targeted central Israel and badly damaged a school building. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
President Vladimir Putin has boasted that his military operation in Ukraine has strengthened Russia and denied that the downfall of a key ally in Syria had dented Moscow's prestige. The Russian leader sought to project strength and ease at his annual news conference and call-in show Thursday. As is typical, he used the tightly choreographed event to reinforce his authority and demonstrate a sweeping command of everything from consumer prices to military hardware. He claimed that the nearly 3 years of fighting in Ukraine has hardened the Russian economy and the country's military, and hailed his troops' gains there. Russian troops are making steady, if slow, advances in Ukraine, but the Kremlin has also suffered some embarrassing setbacks. President-elect Donald Trump brings chaos back to Washington by attempting to kill a bipartisan budget deal with billionaire Elon Musk's help. Republican lawmakers have rejected House Speaker Mike Johnson's plan to avert a government shutdown after Trump condemned the deal and Musk threatened to end the political careers of Republicans who support it. Ben Thomas has more.
President-elect Trump has delivered a likely death blow to bipartisan congressional budget negotiations. House and Senate leaders struck a deal that would have kept the government funded into March and avoided a shutdown set to begin Friday. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says it would also
provide disaster assistance to everyday Americans whose lives have been upended.
But Trump rejected the measure as full of giveaways to Democrats, and Elon Musk had whipped up outrage on social media, writing "Kill the bill" on X and threatening primary challenges against anyone who voted for it. Jeffries says
House Republicans will now own any harm that is visited upon the American people that results from a government shutdown.
Ben Thomas, Washington.
And workers at 7 Amazon facilities are on strike. The union said that the workers are joining the picket line today after Amazon ignored a Sunday deadline the union set for contract negotiations. The workers had authorized strikes in the past few days. It will take place in New York, California, Illinois, and Georgia. Amazon says it doesn't expect an impact on its operations. The Teamsters say they represent nearly 10,000 workers at 10 Amazon facilities. Amazon employs 1.5 million people in its warehouses and corporate offices. I'm Teresa Wierzbianska for Pacifica Radio.